Okay, that's the commodity update. But the big cue for India will be the RBI Monetary Policy Committee, which will announce its policy decision tomorrow. Ritu is here to take us through the expectations. Ritu?
The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee is widely expected to hike rates by 35 basis points in this policy and bring the repo rate to 6.25%, according to the majority of the respondents to our poll. Now, this will be the fifth consecutive rate hike by RBI, but the pace of the hikes is expected to be slower, with some moderation expected in inflation and signs of a slower growth. Now, as far as the peak repo rates are concerned, the respondents were divided between 6.25 or 6.5%, with some even expecting peak rates at 6.75% in this hiking cycle. The inflation forecast for the year is widely expected to be left unchanged, and similarly, the GDP forecast of 7% for FY23 is also unlikely to be tinkered with in this policy. Now to the stance, where will they pivot or will they not is the question. Well, not yet, according to our poll, with half the respondents voting for the stance being retained at withdrawal of accommodation, with a third expecting some tweak in the wording of the stance only. So in terms of what the markets will be closely watching out for, well, the wording of the stance, of course, and the voting pattern also, because any disagreements between the members of the MPC will be a focus area, because it was evident from the last minutes of the meeting that two of the external MPC members, Dr. Ashima Goyal and Dr. Jayant Verma, are likely to vote for a smaller increase in the repo rate or no hike at all, and some view this as a sign that the rate hiking cycle is close to an end. The other focus will be the transmission of rates, because if you look at the data on your screen, while RBI has hiked rates by 190 basis points between Jan and November, bank lending rates have only gone up by 80 basis points, so the transmission is just about 42%. And when you compare this with other countries, transmission is near perfect in countries like the US, South Africa, Australia, even to an extent in Canada, Mexico as well, but India really lags behind with just 42% of the rate hike transmitted. So this is an important metric that the MPC will keep in mind.
Okay, lots to watch out for tomorrow. Let's do one thing. Let's take a quick commercial break on that note. For the market, it's still very